too comfortable right now.
You do look a little. It's a little bit much. I'm getting overwhelmed by how comfortable you look.
This is a professional podcast.
Yeah.
You're sitting here like we're just gonna chop it up.
You're being so casual. I'm dying.
Oh my God. Are we starting? Is this the
Yeah.
I was like,
This is the cold open,
Yeah.
like the shows.
No, I'd say this open is room temperature.
at best.
Boo. I really am in a manic mood.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
were in such a manic mood yesterday.
No.
No.
Yes.
No. She was very depressed.
No, I'm yeah. What's everyone doing right now?
I'm being very comfortable.
You're being very comfortable. You're being very sweet.
So what's the secondary location?
Guys, what's the move?
Yeah. What's this?
Guys, what's the move right now?
DM for Addie? I'm in a weird mood too, dude.
What's wrong with you?
Is this how this podcast goes?
Not usually, actually.
No, it's actually we're
Am I
usually
just bringing something?
you bring something out of
bringing in
us.
energy?
You bring
Oh my
something
God,
out of
you
us, you know.
guys.
Do you think you bring energy out of people that's unusual for them?
Probably.
What makes you say that?
Well, you just asked me that, and
Yeah.
it feels like maybe.
What do you feel like you bring out of people? You good?
Not you saying that's a leading question.
Exhibit A, what you just said, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty normal question.
I don't think you'd say that if you didn't think it was true.
I think you bring out wonderful energy in people.
In you.
In me?
There's that. I can't.
It doesn't usually
can't.
go
I
like
feel like
this.
we need to run a mile and come back. You know?
There's a lot of energy that needs to be shaken off, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the energy you feel like you bring out in people?
I don't know. I feel like I'm a silly girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to be silly.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope I bring out everyone's best self. But I worry that I maybe bring out everyone's most mischievous self.
I think you're bringing out a mischievous side of us a little bit.
Yeah. I think everyone's got to ramp up for like a real ride right now.
Well, we have a lot on the agenda.
We have a lot to talk about.
We're going
We
to
do.
talk about who we like and dislike, first and last names. We're going to talk about... We're going to talk... And specifically what we like and don't like about them, including physical and emotional attributes. And then we're going to talk about every inside joke Gabby and I have and explain it in a way, like over-explain it.
Yes.
In a way that no one else will connect with.
Oh, because I got a lot of dead space up here. I need it to
Yeah.
be spelled out.
Yeah. And then maybe we'll talk about all the times Gabby's shared aspects of her life and I have sort of come down hard. sort of been like, man, rethink that. So, and we have to talk about the L word.
Oh, yes.
We do have to talk about the L word.
A very new experience for me.
Welcome to Two Nosy Meerkats. We have
Welcome
a
to Two
lot
Nosy
to get
Meerkats.
through today.
We've got quite the agenda, and genders most of it. And there was a little bit of wordplay right there. But hey, I'm struggling.
I'm just letting you rock and roll.
And hey, I'm rolling.
Wait, you want to do our intro?
I would love to do the intro. I'd love to
there's an
introduce.
intro?
There's an intro.
It's just mainly an intro for our guest.
I'm
Yes.
the guest.
You are the guest. You know her as one of the co-hosts of Best Night Ever Comedy with previous guest Akshay Sampath, amazing comedian. Please give a round of applause for the fantastic Audrey Black.
Yeah. How are you today?
I'm good. You know, I got up, I had toast, I set the fire alarm off, I watched an episode
You
of
set the
L Word.
fire alarm off.
That's just like a part of my daily routine.
Is it a sensitive fire alarm or are you the problem?
I think it's sort of a magical combination of both.
Were you speaking badly about the fire alarm behind its back?
I ripped it out of the wall and but I didn't mean to, but it was one of those things where after I did it, I was like, maybe I did mean to. And then it went off anyway, and I thought that ripping it out of the wall would get it to stop. But anyway, it goes off a lot, but it tends to really only go off for me. But I feel like I'm behaving the exact same as my roommates, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh, it's a misogynist.
I
Yeah.
have to assume.
Or a
Yeah.
homophobe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
could be either.
Yeah.
Hey, and marriage made in heaven. Misogyny and homophobia. Beautiful.
So beautiful. I one time set off a fire alarm because my friend I had like a hot dumb friend in high school, and
And you have one right here
and
on
I
this
have one
podcast.
right here, baby. It was Passover, and we were both Jewish, and she wanted to put matzah in the toaster.
This feels like a euphemism.
She matzah on my toaster.
Till I strudel.
And we did it, and it almost set my house on fire. And we both just kind of like stared at the flames until my younger sister came over with a fire extinguisher.
Oh.
So, you know the part where you're like, you should rethink your whole life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get there.
I think eventually.
You'll get to that point.
Yeah.
No matzah on our toaster. Don't worry. We're going to get you there.
Will I ever do that again? Will I ever have sex again, do you think?
There's so many sad women out there. Just troubled girls.
Name them.
Name them first and last names and like why they're sad and what are their traumas.
I have a spreadsheet I could just share with you. I don't know if we need to like read it out loud.
Okay, yeah.
Pull it up.
Can we link it in the show notes spreadsheet of
Number
all sad
one,
women?
Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton is not nearly sad enough for me.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that I don't like her
Sexually? Politically, of course, wonderful.
Yeah.
But sexually.
Yeah.
politically, of course, nothing is wrong. Yeah, it's all about. Did you ever? Did any political figures ever do it for you?
No, I don't think so.
Taft.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Supposedly, I'm related to Zachary Taylor, who was our 16th president, and he died of a tummy ache. But I
Oh my God, hot girls have IBS?
Yeah, literally. But I actually don't know if I think that. Sometimes my grandma would just say stuff. Like, I don't know if I think that's true, but it's sort of fun.
What else did she say?
I would believe it. I would believe it.
She just like would sometimes like say we were connected to certain historical events or like say things about her life, or I'd be like, you know, you hit 80, you get to lie. You get to lie.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like it when old people start smoking in their like 70s and 80s. They're
Oh,
like,
she smoked the whole time.
oh, she did?
Yeah.
Is she still with us?
No.
Can I ask at what age? Oh. Can I ask at what age she passed?
I think a little after she was 80. I don't know. It was 4 or 5 years ago. I don't remember exactly what age she was.
I mean, I still
but
think that's a pretty
she had
like
a
good
long
age to
life.
reach. Yeah.
I do think when you're 80, you get to lie. My grandma is 95 and she doesn't lie enough, I think.
Yeah.
No.
Well, everyone's like, who's gonna fact check you? They all died. Like, you make it to 95. You could say anything about anyone. What are they gonna do? Crawl out of the grave?
Imagine someone coming and going, excuse me, hello.
Someone comes out of the grave. I was never your boyfriend. We just hooked up, just hand stuff, and stop saying that
Crawls back in.
about me. Yeah, lies back down, Dracula style, hands over the chest. That's how I do. I want to be buried Dracula style.
You wanna-
Really?
Do you want any?
How
like,
do you wanna die?
accoutrement? Oh yeah, how do you want to die?
Probably like assassination or like a lover murders me, like in either like for revenge or like accidentally in a funny way. I do think I'd actually probably want to be cremated because coffins are so expensive.
Yeah.
And they're ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not glamorous
slimming
at all.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone look snatched in a coffin.
Yeah. And you look into coffins all the time.
I do, and I look into looking snatched.
Yeah.
I sleep in a coffin every night.
Well, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make sense for me?
I mean, it's like the sky is blue. Like you sleep in a coffin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bears shit in the woods. Lucas sleeps in a coffin.
Do bears shit in the woods or do they have a toilet?
Only when I watch.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think I'd like to be buried though. It's like the Jew thing to
Yeah.
want to be buried. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to be buried. I want to donate my whole body to science. I want to donate it to like a medical school or like a forensic school where they need like people to donate. I want to do that. I don't want it to go to waste. It's kind of crazy. You guys want to put yours to waste.
Wow, Lucas is such a good person.
I'm an ally.
I'm literally getting
An
off
ally
right
to
now.
medical students? Okay.
Yeah.
Wish I could say the same. I guess I'm less good of a person.
Historically, really like kind of an underrepresented population.
Yeah, the people that can pay for medical school and not take a paycheck for those many years are really underprivileged.
I know. Someone's got to speak for them.
Someone needs to donate their dead body.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And hey, you guys can volunteer. I'm just saying. You can do it.
I don't want to do that.
Nah, that's fair. I respect that.
At the college I went to, my dorm building was like a nursing building, and the nurses all practice on like real cadavers. But it was right by the water, by the East River. So when Hurricane Sandy happened, all of the cadavers like apparently like there was a rumor that we had to evacuate the building, but there was a rumor they all like floated up.
Wait, they all like flew out of like the building into the river?
No, they didn't like flow and do like a flash mob, but they were in the basement and the basement flooded, so they all were like floating around.
Pool party.
That's how I feel at a Brooklyn
One last
party
pool
sometimes. I'm thinking back to when you and I were really high together, and I said, it's nice to be high around friends, and you went, really? I'm terrified.
Okay, first of all, I've never done any substances that are illegal in any of the 50 United States. Second of all, if I were to have been inebriated with you, I think what I said was, you guys were like, wow, I'm really nervous, but like, I'm glad I'm with you guys because I feel better. And I went, I'm still pretty scared.
I think the title of this podcast is Allegedly with Audrey Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, famously, I love lying, so maybe I'm lying.
Yeah, it's because you're 80 years old.
Yeah, exactly. Wait,
I'm keeping it tight.
how do you keep it tight at 80? I'm so impressed.
It's been like, I put all my money into fillers. It's all if you were to tap me, it would make like a hollow noise. It's all just like empty plastic in here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you're like a mannequin.
Yeah, a lot like a mannequin.
You get the buccal fat removal?
Oh, yeah. I got that I was a baby. I was just a little baby. And if you know how some girls get their ears pierced, they took me to get buccal fat removal.
Imagine giving...
It's cultural.
Yeah.
You know, if they pierce the ears, it's like it's a cultural
Yeah.
Imagine a BBL for a
cultural.
toddler.
Little Timmy got a fat ass. What's that about?
Sorry, he's really into the Kardashians. He wants to fit in.
And that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
That's what you did?
Yeah, but it wore off.
You got BBL is a warranty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It got distributed elsewhere.
Where?
My head.
That's true. You got a big head.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
And it's very soft.
Is it really?
No.
Can I feel your head?
Yeah, sure.
It's
Okay,
really hard.
I'll be over here.
Can I feel your...
Would you like to feel my head?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thank you.
What'd you like about it?
I just like
In
feeling like I was
detail.
a part of things.
You got major FOMO?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell your stories? Do you want to tell your manifesto?
Pleplease.
Which one?
Start with the first one.
The nub story?
Yeah, talk about the note.
Oh, I need to know about this.
So Gabby and I have had like a series of like deeply mundane, like series of unfortunate events, interactions that built this friendship. And one is that we were inebriated, and I was like around a lot of people that I knew but didn't know super well. And I was just kind of like nervously and distractedly like touching this little piece of rust on the gate we were standing next to. And our beloved friend Alex Murdoch started to say to me,
former guest of the
Yes.
pod.
Indeed.
she started to say to me, oh, I really like your, and I like wanted to get out ahead of things because I thought she had noticed how weird it was I was touching the rust. And so I said, oh, you really like the rust? Do you like my rust? And she said, your jewelry. And so she was just trying to compliment my rings, and I thought that she had noticed how weird I was being. And so then she was like, what do you mean the rest? And I was like, I thought you noticed how much I've been touching this little nub. And then I started over-explaining to everyone, and I made everyone touch it too. I took a bunch of pictures of it. And I like showed it to like everyone there. I was like, you don't understand, like trying to tell the story. And I remember like we were laughing so hard because it was just so stupid. And then I was trying to explain that I hadn't really thought she thought I was excited. Like I thought that she was kind of teasing me, but so I said, I didn't think you really thought I loved the nub. I just thought you noticed what it was to me.
You were really taking photos of the nub like it was a concert.
yeah. I'm like, oh. Well, yeah. And then shortly after this, we're at a different show. And I was sitting at a table, and you handed me a bag of cough drops. And you said, can you watch these for me? And I was really interested in preserving the beginnings of our friendship. So I was like, don't worry, I got it. And I'm kind of hamming it up, right? But then one of the people I was sitting with spilled a beer, and a girl at the table grabbed the bag of cough drops and started mopping up the beer with it.
Oh,
and so
no.
And then I took it back. Then I turned to her and I said, I'm looking after those. It's like crazy.
This is an heirloom.
Then Gabby comes back and takes the cough drops, and the bag is wet because it's like someone's on stage, so I can't really explain. And so then you take the bag, and then I like beckoned you with my hand so that I could whisper to you, I'm so sorry someone put beer in it. And you thought I was asking for a cough drop like a queen. And so I thought Gabby was gonna lean in so I could whisper, and instead Gabby gave me a cough drop that I immediately was so shocked I actually threw it on the floor. Like it fell out of my hand. And then I just looked at you and I was like, I'm sorry.
If we could analyze the core of this, I think that so much of this is you don't understand how little I need out of a social interaction.
Yeah.
What was your memory of that? Were you just like, oh, I'm just happy?
I was like, I need a cough drop. Oh, she wants a cough drop? Okay, she can have, there's a lot of them in the bag. I can't have them all.
Is this relieving for you to hear, or are you still like, like?
I never really thought you were mad at me, but it was one of those things where I was like, oh, maybe we do today all over again. You know, like,
Yeah.
maybe we run it back. I can get it better this time.
Are you like a run it back part? Like if you could like redo moments of your life, would you do it?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Probably not. I feel like everything that was bad would probably still be bad even if I did it better, and I don't need to do it again.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you think would happen if you did that again with the cough drops?
Well, that's
With the cough drops,
inconsequential.
you know what I think I would do is probably not let it get soaked in beer. I think I would have been more on guard for you.
Put a moat around it.
Yeah.
Of beer?
Oh, beer.
Yeah.
These are my emotional support cough drops.
Or dug
Yeah.
like a little sort of like channel a way to divert beer away from getting to the cough drops?
Ooh, little science project.
Irrigation?
That would have been crazy because a whole person was on stage. You would have just been building a science project.
Yeah.
Like, this is a new issue? Yeah.
Yeah, I think, but those were like our two first interactions. And then after that, I've just been like giving you advice. Unsolicited. That's kind of where we've gone from here.
Do you have any more unsolicited advice for me?
Well, you have to like tell me what you're thinking about. You have to, I need a scenario. I'm not just going to give you general.
Oh, okay.
advice.
Let me try to come up with a
Haley,
scenario.
don't zoom in on my face. No.
Okay, let me give you a scenario that Gabby is in. All right. So
You're like my
say it.
narrator. You're like my Morgan Freeman.
Say it.
Say it, bitch.
Say her name.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me try to do it as Morgan Freeman. Wait one second. Okay. Gabby was at the pet store. And she was looking for a companion for... What's your cat's name? Well, your family cat?
Roscoe.
She was looking for some punani to give to Roscoe.
Like to...
Yeah, like a lover. A lover
like
for
to
your
give
cat.
Roscoe. Roscoe is incapable of sharing his life with another animal.
What?
Yeah.
He's Aro?
Shut the fuck up. We will not touch Aro on this pod. I'm ill-equipped.
I would be so excited if you guys got canceled for like talking poorly about aromantic asexuals. I would love that arc for you.
Like, hey, you remind me of my pet.
I feel like with Aro, it's like you guys on Tumblr, like, you've got it. You've got it, and I support it, but I don't need my 2 cents in
Yeah,
there.
it's like the same way I wouldn't like go to Ukraine and tell them what to do.
What would be your advice for Ukraine?
Yeah,
No, I'm not giving Ukraine advice in the same way that I'm not giving the Tumblr asexuals advice.
Figure it the fuck out.
Okay, wait.
Figure it out.
Let's say the Tumblr asexuals came for Gabby. What would be your advice to Gabby on how to respond?
That you shouldn't have said anything about them in the first place.
Yeah.
The same way that I won't make an official statement about what I think Ukraine should do.
Yeah.
And that's very diplomatic right there. That's a very good bit of advice.
Yeah.
You should take it.
Yeah, just listen to me. Listen to me.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll listen to you, but I won't tell you what I'm thinking. I'll say what I'm thinking. Like,
Wait, can you tell me what you're thinking, and then I can filter it based on what I think is
well,
appropriate?
today I was writing jokes about how I am exclusive. Like, gay people are not good, and I know that because I'm not good. And I know I'm not good because I'm attracted to women from broken homes, and that's not a good quality. Like,
It's not.
It's not in the sense of, like, why do I think that, like, oh, what's gonna fix your childhood wounds? Like,
You're attracted to the women in those like Instagram like iPhone game ads. They're like their house is breaking down. That's your type. You can either fix the window or build a fire, but only one.
I'm obsessed with those games. My husband's cheating on me with another man. What do? Confront him? Or keep watching?
But then it also sometimes be like, I fell in a big puddle and I'm covered in mud. Should I go like this to a first date or should I take a bath? And it's like, I don't know, girl. Like, if you can't figure that out on your own, like, I don't know what I can be for you.
If you made it this far, you're doing something right. Fucking lean in. Yeah.
I never get those ads. That's the algo.
You never see the girl in the mud?
You don't like
I never
mud?
seen-
You never see mud girl?
I never see my.
You don't fuck with mud?
I don't fuck with mud girl.
No.
No.
I think you should. I think you should get into mud.
I'm thick in the mud of my mind. You know?
You should smear mud all over your face the next time you go on a date.
Yeah, maybe
Meet these broken girls where they're at.
And just for the record, he said that.
Yeah.
You know?
Happy Pride.
What I said was like, you're all beautiful. That's what I said.
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't never
what
say
you.
that. You're saying it now. You're changing the narrative.
You're lying, much like you
Much
and your
like
grandmother.
me.
I feel like
Yes.
you probably have a toxic type too. You're throwing stones.
Ooh, yeah. Talk about your yeah.
I think that I have so rarely been in a space where there's a lot of gay women. It's like the one I go for is the gay one. You know?
Right. Well, you grew up in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
A lot of gay women in Dallas?
no.
Oh.
Well, I went to
Name all 5.
a school where like not a lot of people were out, but a lot of people were sleeping together. So it's kind of hard. It's like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could you explain?
Well, it's like sometimes I'm like, it was a really gay school, but then it was also like a very closeted, like not a lot of people like actively participating in the community, but a lot of people that were having gay sex and not telling their boyfriends. So it's sort of complicated.
Yeah.
I see. How do you feel like all those people in high school, do you feel like they developed into like being able to come out and have like healthier relationships with their sexuality or no?
It depends. I mean, there's some people that are engaged to men and some people that have girlfriends now. Like, it's like, but there's a lot of people where I know that they were like involved with women in high school, and then some of them have gone on to lead super straight lives and some haven't. But it's not my business.
But then you went to college. It must have gotten better.
It did get better in college.
Yeah.
But then I've seen your stand up and I'm like, there's other stuff that happened in
Yeah,
college.
there were some bumps in the road.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean,
You rerouted a few times. Yeah.
And that's okay.
And that's fine.
That's every woman.
Everybody reroutes.
It's a woman's prerogative to change her mind.
you just touched the fake plants. It's, by the way, I didn't want to admit it was fake, but we were told that a couple weeks ago.
You didn't clock that?
No.
Okay.
The plant's like, I'm real, but my boobs are fake.
I got a BBL. I got buckle fat.
Oh, yeah.
When did you start comedy again?
I did like sketch and improv in college, but I guess I started stand up in a real way like a year ago.
How do you feel like that's helped you evolve and grow, or made your life worse?
As like a person or as like a comic?
Both.
As
I
a
guess.
person first.
As a person first, yeah. And then we'll go into.
I think I like, before I started doing comedy a lot, just lacked a creative outlet. So I feel more fulfilled that I'm like consistently trying to be creative, you know? So I think that's made me feel better. Even regardless of the quality, at least I'm doing something, you know, with my time.
What was life like pre-finding a creative outlet?
Well, I think it was that thing of like, I was in college, so I had like extracurriculars and I had like some campus jobs and things I felt really passionate about. I did a lot of like LGBT stuff. And then in post-grad, it was like I had a job and then like social things, and I felt really unfulfilled and kind of circled back to sketch and stand-up, which I had done a bit of in college. But that was kind of interrupted by COVID. So I never really got off the ground with a lot of the stuff that I was into at the time. And then once I was like working a job and didn't have like a ton of other stuff going on in the way that when you're in college, it's like you're in clubs and you're extracurriculars. I like refound comedy as something else to have besides work and like eating dinner, you know?
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know if you noticed the clock. But it's time.
Is it pee time?
Oh,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
And
No.
then we get in the L word.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's
did you
awesome.
guys just keep going? While
Yeah, we did a little bit. We were just chatting about like, you know, life,
We were chatting about
liberty,
the
the
L
pursuit
word
of happiness.
and how Lucas was really thrown by it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, but let's get into it. So for anyone who wants to cross-reference or anything, it was season 4, episode 4, layup.
Yes.
Yeah.
The basketball episode,
It's-
famously.
But Audrey and I found out recently that we had a shared bond over how many times we'd both seen the seminal 2000 show, The L Word.
Yeah.
And it's one of the worst shows ever written.
Ever made. Ever, like, both production value and the acting and the script, like, it's
The theme
all
song.
bad. But
Yeah.
in this way that's like, just can't get enough.
Yeah.
It's got a The Room quality.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's so bad you can't look away.
It's campy.
It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is, and I do want to point out, like, when I said that to my older cousin, she was like, that was the one thing on TV for us at the time.
Sure, yeah.
So that I get, but like, it is truly awful. And like, actors have come out years later and been like, this show was bad. And I can't believe we had, I think, I can't
I
remember.
lost my shit when I saw that Pam Grier was in it. I was like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
you leave her alone.
She's in the whole
You stay away
thing.
from my girl.
She's in the whole thing, and they made another pilot of The L Word that was supposed
The
to be.
MNOP word?
It was supposed to be way different and more abstract. And the chart that Alice
Yeah.
does, where she like tracks which women have hooked up with each other. Pam Grier was originally playing a gay performance artist who had that tattooed on her back. I know.
That'd be a tattoo you'd have to update every weekend.
Yeah, baby. Probably would be a better show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the intro is just the new, it's like her getting a tattoo and adding the new words. Because all those women fuck like 3 women every episode. And you put in everyone's web. And at one point she digitizes it.
Yeah.
Onto what, Excel?
It's like into a website.
Oh.
I think the best way to describe the L Word is that dramas that should take place over the course of like 3 seasons take place over the course of 3 episodes. Everything is so deeply rushed and nothing makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so confused.
Yeah. Well, I started watching the show when I was like looking for like media to connect with, and I have an anecdote. Were you the person telling me that you connected with this? A lot of queer women, as I've been like kind of telling this story, have been like, I had the exact same experience where there's a scene in The L Word where 2 of the lesbians are having sex in the shower and they get out and they like are on the toilet to get, like, one of them goes to pee and the other one gets on top of her and they like have sex in the toilet. And I remember watching that when I was like 14, 15, being like, is this what lesbian sex is? Is this what, do I need to do? Do I need to prepare myself to do this? Is this the deal? Like, is this what I have to do?
I just was like, I'll never do that.
Can I say where my mind went? I was
Yeah.
like, this position is the Elvis death day. That's where my mind went. I was like, you got to say this. I was
Baz
like,
Luhrmann's lesbian sex starring Elvis.
oh my god. No, keep going. Keep talking.
No, that's kind of it. Just that I remember being so like young enough and not exposed to media enough. And like living in Dallas is like I had really no idea what dating women was like. It was all like touch and go for a while there. So I was just like, this is what I'm being told.
Yeah.
And like I mean I knew on some level that it was like not a requirement, but I was sort of like, is this what everybody's doing? Is this in? That's like one episode where they do just like they're doing it for shock value, but watching it with no context, I was just like,
Yeah.
and that was the first episode you saw?
no.
Oh, okay.
But it's burned into my memory.
I see.
Do you remember who the characters were?
Yes, it's Shane it's Jenny and Carmen, and then Shane walks into the bathroom.
Oh yeah, I remember. Oh god. I had a real thing for Carmen
Sure.
as a young person. Carmen is a Hispanic character who's played by an actress who's very much not Hispanic.
Yeah.
Glory days.
Yeah.
And actually the woman who plays Poppy is also not Hispanic.
I was gonna say there's literally no way.
What is she?
She's Indian.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
But the whole character is just like, yeah, call me Puppy, Big Puppy. Like,
Puppy don't do breakfast.
her fedora game is great.
She does wear some crazy hats.
Yeah.
Which is what we all look for in a lady.
That's true.
As a young woman is wont to do.
Yeah.
Should we go into the I have
Yeah. Let's go into the notes and go through them one by one, item by item.
Okay.
Oh.
First order of business. Oh wait, no, what was open right now is the new stand-up bits I'm working on, and the sentence just says John Hamm with a vape. So we're gonna move past that. Okay, so the teaser of this episode opens with Sybil Shepherd having sex with Alice.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
Lucas, what did you think when you saw this steamy sex scene?
I thought that voice is a turnoff.
Oh,
I was like that
Alice,
voice.
yes.
I was like, that's harsh. That's harsh on the ears. I couldn't listen to that and keep. I was like, this is a lot. But then I was happy that suggestions were taken.
Yeah.
And that it got better. I
Yeah.
was like, this is nice.
Yeah.
Did
and
you
then
watch,
she said, I'm the professor now. And then she growled. I was like,
Did you watch the previously on?
yeah, I think I watched my way through it.
Okay. Did it help at all?
Yeah, why would it? No, every single episode is like 6 different beginnings to a movie. Like where it's it's all these different plot lines and all these different the other thing is the thing about the basketball episode is in the episode they go to play basketball because they want to pick up chicks. Sure. You know? But that's like one of the only times in the show that the ensemble cast is like in theory a friend group. They don't hang out like ever. It's like there's like different pairings that are like roommates and like occasionally they'll like all go to the same party, but it's like there's different pockets. It's kind of like Euphoria in which it's like, you know, yeah, they're all in the title sequence, but some of these characters don't even have a conversation for seasons straight, you know. But the basketball episode is the one episode where they all get together to play basketball and they're a team. They're finally a team.
Yeah, except Tina.
Except Tina, who for that season is bisexual, and then they walk it back real hard.
That was hilarious. I was like, oh, this is so familiar. The biphobia. This is great. I was like, oh, modern times back then. Love to see the seed.
There's a lot of horrible things that happen on this episode that are.
Oh yeah.
Also, like with the intro to the basketball segment, I was like, they were just like not really dribbling, but just like doing sort of passes. I was like, I'm not that experienced in basketball, but I was like, this looks forced.
The last time I watched that episode, I watched it with a friend of mine who does really like basketball, and we were watching, like we'd come home from a party and we were kind of drunk. We were hanging out with like our other friend, and he had a lesbian roommate, and so he was like, okay, we could watch the L Word. I used to watch the L Word with her all the time. Like, let's go. And then my other friend was like, I don't want to do that at all. And then we were like, well, this is it's the basketball episode. It's about basketball. You love basketball. And when I tell you I've never seen a person get more agitated than he was watching the basketball scene, because he was like, that's just not even how the game works. Like, it's so far from how you would play pickup basketball, where they're just kind of like daintily like throwing it and then like running around. And they're not even in like quite the right part of the court.
That's true.
And they're like talking so much smack, and then they're throwing it with these like weak wrists.
Yeah, they're really limp wristing the ball.
I loved how they like ganged up against Tina, and we're literally like a middle school musical, like just like so cartoonishly like gang mentality.
So for context, one of the characters in the show starts out in a serious, like almost 10-year relationship with, it's Tina and Bet.
Yeah.
Bet is the art professor.
Yes. Okay.
And her and Tina were like
That's
married.
Marley Matlin?
No, Marley Matlin is the artist, like sculpturist, but
Okay.
Bet is the like kind of corporate suit.
Oh, is that Jennifer Beal?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
Jennifer Beals. And so they break up because Bet can't keep her dick in her pants, and she cheats all the time. And then
With a carpenter.
Oh yeah, she cheats
in jail.
It's just like the Bible.
Can you explain the carpenter scene to Lucas?
Okay.
Let's see if I even. It's like she goes to jail, I think, for a protest related thing with the art world. And in it is this woman that she's had this growing tension with, who's a carpenter. So she's like, you know, she's like got calluses, you know, and like she's like a working woman. She's different from Tina, who's a movie producer. And it's like, they like are in jail together. They're in like bunk beds, and they're like, we can't touch, we can't do anything. And then she cheats on her wife with the carpenter. But they like, what happens in the jail?
Oh, I
scene?
remember. It's they're like, we can't cheat. But if it was kind of like an OJ, like if we did it kind of thing, where they just start verbally recounting the things they do to each other if they could cheat. And
So it's analog sexting, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're in jail the whole time. Also, I'm realizing the most important part of the episode is that Jenny Schechter gets a dog. You actually need to see some of the next episode. I like make you watch the whole season to get this. But this is what happens. Jenny Schechter writes a New Yorker article or a book or something.
Which one is Jenny Schechter? Is she a brunette?
Mia Kirshner with the bangs.
Yeah, and she went to the vet and she tried to hit on the vet and
No.
Oh, excuse
It's
me.
much more planned out than that.
She
gets
worse.
a bad review on her book.
Okay.
The person who reviews it has a girlfriend. The girlfriend is a veterinarian. So Jenny goes to a shelter, pretends to be an unrelated woman who's doing like an end-of-life fostering thing for dogs that are dying. She pretends to be that woman. She gets a dying dog. She drives her ass over to the veterinarian, meets the woman, has the dog put down, and asks the woman on a date. Fabricating a world in which they've met organically. And she's like, oh, my puppy, he's 11 years old. It's the longest relationship of my life because I have such bad luck with women. Do you maybe have a relationship with a woman that's not going well? And like she's so manipulative. And then she like looks up like what the woman's into and pretends that she's getting like a degree in the study of whales.
It's so insidious too for a number of reasons.
It's just wild to hear an idea that you never would have come up with. And I was like, someone could...
Lucas, you wouldn't kill a dog for a girl.
Yeah, it's like you don't even care about women.
Yeah. Well, we knew that.
I'm a misogynist. This show taught me that. All right? And a homophobe. Yeah.
It's like the first thing is like the reporter who gives the bad review, like she is kind of a tough woman, right? So like her and the sweet veterinarian, like they are having a very difficult relationship. And Jenny is emotionally intuitive enough to know that, but she's too much of a sociopath to stop herself from what she's doing.
Yeah.
So like it almost works.
Yeah.
Like this vet is almost into her. And the second thing is whales and marine life come up as a motif on the L Word a lot.
Yeah.
Because Jenny likes to go and watch the manatees at the aquarium. I think that the other thing with the L Word is most of the actors play it like it's a bad TV show, and Mia Kirshner plays it like she's in a like really beautifully filmed Terrence Malick movie. And all of her dialogue is the worst dialogue on the show because the showrunner, who everyone hates and who made a bunch of crazy decisions about the arc of the show, every single line Jenny Schechter says is written by that showrunner or had to be approved by that showrunner because Jenny is the Eileen Shaken proxy.
Sure. Yeah. She's like the right-end character, like the self-insert character.
Yes. So that's...
And then there's the thing with the band that you were saying. Can you explain this?
Yeah.
This I find hilarious.
So, Lucas, let's just start with this. How did you feel when you heard that really terrible tone-deaf theme song?
Well, to be fair, I heard the theme song maybe even a couple years ago because you told me about this and about like how the band and how it got connected to the show, and I was like, oh, it was like hilariously out of tune. It was like being played on like a dying gramophone. Like
Girls in
tight dresses who drive with mustaches. It's the worst song in history, and the only reason that it's the theme song is because Eileen Shaken was sleeping with either the lead singer of the guitar or the guitarist in the band. But then it didn't stop there. They would write that band into episodes, and they would have all the characters be like as if it was Tegan and Sarah, be like, I can't believe Betty's in town. My whole life's about to change.
Oh, that's so good.
So we've addressed the theme song. We've addressed the teaser.
Yes.
We've addressed how Jenny adopts Sounder the dog.
We have not talked about how I believe that Shane looks like being emo is killing her.
Yeah, but
Being emo is killing her. She has a really hard life.
So you're a Shane head.
Look at me. What'd you think?
I have a mistrust for lesbians who have that much pull because I am unbelievably jealous, and so I cannot be attracted to someone I'm so deeply jealous of. But I also just think the thing with Shane is she's the only good person on the entire show.
She is a very sweet person. I will say that. I was like, oh, she's like a very good older sister. She cares.
She leaves Carmen at the altar.
Yeah.
Why are you spoiling my favorite show for me? God damn.
Well, also, Sarah Shahi's contract expired, and she was like, I'm not working on this show ever again. That's what happened with the Shane and Carmen decision.
Oh, that makes so much sense because I remember I just like was always so confused by that.
Sarah Shahi is like a working actor and like a real shark about it, and she was getting a bunch of other opportunities, and now she's like a regular on some cop show, and she kind of just wants to like get her bag and go ahead. So she probably could have been in more episodes, but she didn't want to.
That makes a lot
Contrast that with Dana. There's a
God.
character who's a tennis player. You didn't see her because she was killed off.
They gave
What do you
her
think this
breast
is?
cancer. Like out of nowhere. Like in like a 2 to 3.
It's just like The Room. They just give a random character.
It's like a 2 to 3 episode arc where she just like dies, and the actress did not have she didn't like need to leave. And I remember seeing an interview with the creator where people were like, yeah, like that was a really beloved character and people really liked her and you killed her off. And the actress said she was willing to do more episodes. Like, why'd she do that? And she was like, I don't know. Like, I didn't realize people would be upset. It's like, yeah, you murdered a woman.
Wait, I have an idea, and like, tell me what you guys think of this theory. So you know, like Christmas crackers.
Sure.
So you know, yeah, you've had Christmas
Yeah,
crackers.
yeah.
So you know how there's like a joke inside that you read, and it's almost always a bad joke. They're they're intentionally made bad to unify whatever party is like listening to it against the joke. So it's like a bonding experience against a really bad joke. Do you think that this show was maybe made intentionally bad to unite the community in like loving hating it?
No, I think at the time it was all like lesbians in 2010 had earlier than that. Like
Earlier than
it
that,
was
yeah.
That was it. It was the only representation that was like not for the male gaze to such a degree. I just think it's like aged kind of poorly, and it had to be so soapy and so dramatic. I think just by nature of like the type of show they were able to pitch. I think now people unite over like love hating it, where it is just such a ridiculous show. But I think originally it was just like, this is the show that's gonna work, and like this is the closest we can get to accurate representation. And there are, as much as there are things in the show that are like really weird and offensive and did not age well and weren't even appropriate at the time, there's also some stuff where like some concepts that I feel like are staples of the queer community, it was like the first time that they were ever expressed in television. You know?
Yeah, I felt that way when I was watching the scene where Bet is confronting Alice about sleeping with her boss, and they're just like kind of these two women like fucking, you know, chopping it up with each other, just being like, you dog, like, why did you do this? And Alice just like keeps just making it funnier and funnier that she did it until Bet like has to laugh and be like, yeah, that was actually really funny that you did that. That's very queer to me.
Yeah.
Are there any other concepts you feel like aged really well?
More just like, I think there's a very real thing where like, even if you don't even live in the same city, like the web of queer people that have dated each other and like been involved with each other or been friends, like it's, I feel like there's like a friend of a friend, like every lesbian I've ever met has like a friend of a friend or a hookup of a hookup, like who's hooked up with King Princess, you know, like it's like the web is very real because there, as much as it feels like everyone's queer, we're in a bubble and like everyone knows each other. You know, and I feel like that was the first show that really showed like how these communities, it's like these pockets of people that date each other and there's all this drama and then they connect to another like pocket of people in a different city, but there's always links. And I think it was like the first exploration of the way the community connects in a way that's like fun and based in friendship, but also like based in drama and sex and relationships, you know?
Yeah. Same with JoJo Siwa. Everyone knows someone who hooked up with JoJo Siwa, I guess. Who's your age? I mean, I wouldn't know anyone who hooked up with JoJo Siwa.
Can I say what I was going to try to relate that to? Jewish geography, where they're like, oh, do you know the New Jersey Aronowitzes? Like, it's like,
yeah, totally.
It's not even a joke. It's sort of like, it's a small community where you know, like the web of people across like a larger area just by those pockets.
Yeah.
The other crazy thing about the L Word is they introduced this character Helena in like the 3rd season, I think.
And I love her.
She's crazy. She's a crazy girl. But she's this like British like heiress who pursues Tina when she's pregnant with her and Bet like artificially inseminated, then got divorced. And so she's a single like woman, but pregnant. And Helena starts pursuing her. And you think it's like, oh, they just want to have this plot line. And then as it goes on, and some of the things Helena says, you start to realize that she definitely just has a pregnancy fetish. Can you imagine a more, like a harder thing to be than a lesbian with a pregnancy fetish?
Ooh, such a good point.
Because, and then at the end of the season when she breaks up with Tina, there's like a pan where you just catch her saying to a woman at a party, "You would look really good pregnant." And I just think about that all the time because it's like she has 2 kids with a woman she's no longer with because she got horny and was like, "You should have a baby with me."
It kind of reminds me of the end of Beauty and the Beast, the live action remake, where
there was a pregnancy fetish.
It's worse. Emma Watson's character, when the Beast turns human, looks at him and goes, "Hey, you'd look really good with a beard."
Oh, and then he growls, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah. It's a weird moment.
Oh my God.
I was on a plane. I was like, how dare you?
I think, though, that movie taps into something really deep that we talked about last week, which is like some people do want to fuck animals. Not me. Not me.
What do you mean you were talking about this last week? What?
Well,
You guys.
And we left Audrey out. She loves this.
We did
No.
We're talking about an article where someone interviewed a guy who...
I did see this. The guy.
You saw the horse article?
Yeah, I read it because for some reason...
There you go. That's it.
I think there was like a professor that there was some scandal where he got caught like...
Yes, that's what
So then someone, when the article about the more recent news story went up, someone was like, here's the like interview with someone who is like into horses. And
yeah.
I didn't...
I say nay.
Yes.
What have you thought of this experience so far?
I've like felt like more and more disoriented as this has continued.
Me too, soul sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's good.
Yeah.
But do you feel uplifted?
No, but I don't think you guys. But I don't think you guys had to do that. I don't feel put down, but I don't feel uplifted. Is that okay?
You feel just aggressively neutral.
I feel neutral, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm having fun, but I don't feel like you hyped me up. Like, that's okay. That's not the purpose of I like uplifted the idea that you come on here to feel good.
Yeah, we don't come in here every week to feel good.
No?
We come in here to feel something.
We're here to be somber.
Yeah.
We're here to get down to business.
Yeah, we're here to be dour.
Indeed, yeah.
I mean, I think you're great.
I think you're great.
Let's save that for the end. Let's save
Stop
that for
this.
the end.
Wait, we should
Yeah.
talk about the millennial.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what else? Wait.
I told a story recently on this podcast where somebody at a party said to me, falling in love with straight girls is a millennial thing. And guess who that was?
It was me.
She's sitting right here.
Well, this is what happened is that we were talking and then you were like, I just like, I've always had like a little bit of a thing for straight girls. And I was like, that's a little bit of a millennial thing. So bitchy.
But I
thing is, you carry it off.
it.
You do.
But I deserved it.
You needed to hear it. Because I think you were trying to connect with me and I was trying to draw that
No, I
boundary.
wasn't trying to connect with you. I was trying to I was trying to explain to you that it's bad.
Yeah, and I just didn't need the advice.
I wasn't giving you advice.
No, it's like I
Maybe
don't.
you do have self-destructive tendencies.
No. Haley, can you cut that?
But yeah, I've never like been into the straight girl thing.
Well, also I think
Have you ever had a crush on someone on a straight
No,
girl?
never in my life.
No?
If I've been interested in someone, even if I like everyone I've had like a passing crush on, even if they weren't out at the time, like there were some girls that like in high school I'd kind of be like, oh, she's cute, like I have a little bit of a thing for her. All of them came out. Like I think something about like I'm just not attracted to heterosexuality. I don't find straight women attractive.
Well, I don't either, but I think that sometimes I like will be attracted to people who are like very repressed and
Sure.
be like,
Oh, sure.
we'll obviously have like a kind of a spark, and then they'll be like, no, I'm straight. Like this is
I see.
like you misread everything, Gabby. My dumbass. I'm like, yeah, I really fucked that up.
They're like, I'm not gay, I'm just depressed. Too dark.
That's me. I'm not gay. I'm just depressed.
Yeah.
No, that's me. That's me.
Well, it's good to have things we can all sort of come together about.
Indeed.
Are there any other platforms you like if you were running for office? Is there anything else you'd say?
I don't love daylight savings.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great unifying thing.
Yeah.
To get the people together.
What else do I believe? I wish like we still did slumber parties as adults.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I've actually been trying to do that more because I can't spend.
you haven't asked me.
Can I hang out at your house? I can't spend another minute with my parents, so.
Yeah, you can hang out at my house
Lukas,
with my 2 boy roommates.
Yeah.
I love that. I love boys.
I love them. They teach me about Hasbullah.
They're nice. I like them.
They-
Wait, what did
about
they teach you about? What? Sorry.
Hasbullah.
Oh, Hezbollah.
Every day.
You just got so excited.
I love Hezbollah. Finally, something I know about. This is great.
Yeah, now we're doing straight boy content.
Yeah, we are.
No.
Let's get into it.
Living with 2 men, every day in my own kitchen, I am shown a video I do not understand of a boy named Hasbullah.
He's a man. Excuse you.
He's like 19.
Yeah, that's of age.
Lukas wants to fuck Hezbollah. It sounds like.
Well, no,
Hasbullah's legal. Lukas wants everyone to know that if he hooks up with Hasbullah, he's legal, and then it's fine.
no, it's because he very often gets mistaken for a child, so I feel very protective.
Did you think I thought he was like
Exactly.
under 10? No, I just mean like I think he's like a teenager.
Okay. That's
What
fair.
are your takeaways from this person?
Do you like Hezbollah? Would you like to like have brunch with Hezbollah if you had the opportunity?
I want him to make fewer videos so that I'm shown less things that I don't understand in the comfort of my own home. But it was like the other day, I was hanging out with some friends and one of them also mentioned Hasbulla, and they were like, didn't he get canceled recently? Like, what did he do? And I knew. And I said, oh, well, he posted a video playing too rough with his cat, but then he apologized. Oh. And they were like, what the fuck do you mean playing too rough with? Like, why did I know that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Through no fault of your own, you've become a knowledgeable source on this guy.
Yeah. Or like Jimmy will show me memes that like I'm like a cute girl and I shouldn't know that about that side of the internet. Like he shows me things that are just so like deep fried, like weird music, like things that are so obscure, and he'll like explain that to me, and I'm like, I should be like out with the girls, like I should be like finding myself as a woman, and instead I'm like looking at Instagram reels. Do you know what I mean?
I love that this is taking up hard drive space in your brain. I love that this is oh my god. Wait, so have you seen like the interviews with Hasbulla?
No, more just like really specific memes or like stuff that I don't even quite understand. Like he's showing like pictures of Hasbulla like photoshopped and like things that I don't have enough context.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's too deep. That's too deep. You need to stay on the source material. Yeah,
I wish. That's my note for him, is to only show me source material.
Yeah. What of Hasbulla, if anything, are you aware of? Do you know what this guy looks like? Anything?
No, I know nothing. I'm out with the girls.
You're living on his best life.
And I'm so fucking jealous.
Yeah.
Come out with the girls.
You're at the woods. You won't find Hasbulla there.
We didn't go to the woods last night because it was too crowded. We went to some bar that had just like all the overflow from the woods.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I bet it was, what's it called?
The grass.
Nikki's unisex.
Nikki's, yeah, that's the one. Nikki's unisex.
I would go to the woods and I would tell my boy roommates I was going to the woods, and it took a while for them to realize I wasn't just like making a weird joke about going into the forest. Yeah. I was like going to a bar called the Woods. I'd be like, I'm gonna go to the woods tonight, and they'd be like, okay, Audrey, like, I guess. Like, it was like it was a joke that I think they thought it was like a joke I kept making that wasn't landing.
Me and Akshay had the exact same bonding moment where we were like, these fuckers going to the trees? What they climbing? What are we doing?
Yeah. Someone
They're like,
pointed out,
we're not allowed to climb trees? We're good at climbing trees, man.
I like climbing trees.
Yeah.
Someone pointed out when we were at Nikki's, they were like, why do we all go to the woods? Like, why do we all sit there and stand around and see everyone we've ever seen on a dating app?
Yeah.
And why is it that like you go there and you just feel weird about yourself? Because honestly, when I go to, I think, troll women. Like, I think that...
Oh, okay. Unpack that.
Is that a millennial thing?
That's something very special just for you.
Well, I can't play the game where I'm going to pretend that, like, anything, like, I'm not going to flaunt my little, phantom dick around trying to impress.
What did you call? I thought you said fandom, and I'm so sorry. I was like,
flaunt your little phantom dick.
Is it super Hulock themed?
I don't want to do the thing where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so nervous about what everyone thinks about me. So I will just go up and like have real, when I say troll, like it's honestly like I just go up and I have like real conversations with people about like
genuine connection.
Well, we don't connect romantically because I'm just talking about where I am in my life. There was a girl at the woods like a couple weeks ago, and she was like an oracle. It was amazing. She was like 35, and I was talking to her, and everything I said, she would guess every detail about my life, right? Like I was telling her about my ex. She'd be like, she was femme, right? I was like, how do you know everything? I didn't tell you a thing about what she looked like.
Well, let's think about assumptions people can make. I do feel like the situation might be a little formulaic. It gets a little like, yeah.
Wait, what situation?
Wait. What's formulaic about?
I feel like if I were to imagine a breakup for a queer woman of your like life experience and life stage, I would describe exactly what has happened to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I do think if I met you in a bar and got like 2 nuggets of information, I'd be able to be like, well, Y equals MX equals.
But that's because you're a gay genius.
Many say this about me. That's true.
And I also think, yeah, you're probably right. It's like astrology,
invented
how you read
queer
into it.
calculus.
Yeah, it would be like if I was like, oh, I'm seeing someone new, and you were like, was she in a band? Or does she DJ? And it's like, yeah.
Do you like DJs?
I don't like them. They like me.
I was about to finish that sentence because I know your stand-up.
Yeah.
They appear.
Yeah.
What do you do to hoard them? What do you do to send them away?
Just be myself. Famously.
I wanted to ask, what was your experience going to a gay bar for the first time? Were you nervous? Were you excited?
Okay. So the first time I went to a gay bar, I was underage. I just sort of walked on in and like started like talking to like 35-year-old women just for fun. I was with my friend. So then I was like 18, and it was a bar that sometimes did 18 plus nights, and I was not there on an 18 plus night, but I was kind of like, I don't know, maybe it'll work. And I stayed there for like an hour, and then they realized, and then they banned me for life. And so when I got banned from that lesbian bar, I didn't know there were only 13 lesbian bars in the country. So I'm down one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Lukas, that's true.
Yeah.
You went down from a baker's dozen to just a regular dozen.
Exactly. But I have been back there since
The
then.
worst dozen.
You've been back since?
I've been back since. So that happened when I was like 18, and I've been back in the last like 2 years, and I don't think they remember me. But there was a point in time where I was like really scared to go back.
I am staggered that there are only 13 nationwide.
Yeah.
I think it's gone up a little bit since that was the stat, I think, at the time. There's a few more. But yeah, there's a ton of gay bars for men, but I think like lesbian culture, it's a little harder. It's not a party culture, and I think it's also not it's a different kind of financial. It's harder to keep a bar that serves only lesbian women afloat financially. Like queer women don't spend money statistically, demographically, the way that like oftentimes like single or partnered gay men will spend. A lot of times they don't have children. They have two like male incomes. Like and like I think lesbians are like queer women in general are a little bit.
They don't work hard. They're not
They're
really putting in the effort.
Statistically, like a lot of it's why like a lot of ad campaigns are targeted so specifically towards gay men, because demographically of the LGBT community they have the most money, and so bars that are like for women and don't do as well financially, and I think it's like harder for them to stay financially afloat, because every gay bar, every lesbian bar I've ever interacted with like has been openly struggling financially.
There's a new place now, right?
The Bush in Bushwick. I received a text about
That's
it.
a great name.
Yeah.
That's such a good name.
Yeah.
I want to go in and just be like, W? Is he in here?
What?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
George W. Bush? Oh.
Yeah, it's his bar. Well, he's the owner, but it's not like he's gonna beat. Like, he just runs it. It's like,
Yeah. He's just
got
a
so many
lesbo.
lesbian
He's
friends.
not in there. George.
Yeah, Ellen.
George.
Famously.
Wait, they actually are friends. I forgot about that from a couple years ago. That was like your dream.
To be that kind of wait, what?
No, your dream about Ellen and Pete Buttigieg.
Yes. Oh my God. Wait. You've never, okay. I had a dream once where I was watching a football game where I was aware that the teams were owned by, no, it was Hillary Clinton and Pete Buttigieg. It wasn't Ellen. And that I was aware that they were the owners of the teams, and then the game had to stop because a pack of wild dogs stormed the field, and they were like, we need to stop now.
It's so vivid. You have a really creative mind.
Thank you. But then as we were walking out of the stadium, as we were like, it's the wild dog's turn now. And so I was, as everyone's like walking out of the stadium, and for some reason Pete Buttigieg is like right in front of me in like the crowd, and he's on his phone, and I hear him say, sorry dad, no win today. And I remember, he wasn't, he was behind me. He was behind me, and I like looked back. I think you guys are laughing at me, and I don't like it.
No.
It just was funny how excited you got.
I was like, something I know about, my own dream.
Yeah, we've really left you in the dust. We're talking about things you don't understand.
Talking about gay ass shit.
Yeah, should we talk about one of your fields of expertise, at least briefly?
Yeah.
What would you say your fields of expertise are?
Oh, fuck. You like Star Wars?
I watched it with my second cousin in New Mexico when I was 11, and I haven't really like been back to it since then.
Yeah, but
Just the way you said that was so funny. Wait, let me finish my dream just very quickly.
Oh, so sorry.
It's okay. So no, it's so close to the end. It's so close. We're almost done. We're almost there. Gabby, stay up here.
am I manic, or is this the funniest episode we've ever done?
I have no idea. I have no clue. But
your dream.
yes,
Guys, I'm so warm in this way where like I feel like my brain is like cooking. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're drinking. I'm also really warm in the same way, and I feel like I'm gonna die right now.
I feel like I'm putting a nail in my own coffin somehow. Okay, so when Pete Buttigieg said, "Sorry, Dad, no win today," for some reason I thought he was talking to me, so I turned around and I said, "What?" And he said, "I'm on the phone." And that's when I woke up.
That is worth it, right? That was pretty good.
No, I felt good about it.
Yeah.
I did. I wasn't being mean. Sorry. Sometimes I think I say things too.
But it's really funny, though. It's
good.
really funny.
I love it. I mean, you're so honest and eviscerating.
No, I'm eviscerating, but I'm not honest.
We have, okay, this is a perfect segue because we have some subject matter on which we need you not to be honest, but we need you to be eviscerating.
Okay.
Listener submissions?
Listener submissions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We recapped the L Word episode. Oh, you know what?
Is there anything else we needed to get to?
Last wrap-up thoughts.
Yes.
I have here in my notes, I would do anything for Marley Matlin. I'll kill Tom. She's calling you Vanilla Spice. West Hollywood is our territory, said in a very serious way. At one point, Alice is peeing, and the roll of toilet paper is just cartoonishly huge.
Oh, I remember that.
Max and Brooke, transphobic bitch.
For sure.
Bet absolutely refuses to not feel burdened by talking to a deaf person. Did you notice that every time she'd have to, Jody would be like, "Look in my eyes." Bet would be like, "Oh," like she'd like roll her eyes.
Yeah.
Angus spiraling about aging, cannot tell what the A and B story of the episode is. Shane at the parent-teacher conference going, "Kids will learn bubbleology." Let's see.
I love that you took notes, and I know you did this at like 1 a.m.
And then just like, how many functions does the planet have? At one point, Poppy is drinking what is maybe a Shirley Temple, but maybe just like
Just juice.
juice. Yeah,
Just juice.
unclear.
Poppy doesn't do breakfast, but Poppy does.
Poppy do juice. Do you have any final thoughts?
I just love that we were like, we should do an L Word recap. And then at midnight last night, I was like, wait, are we actually doing this? What episode should I watch? And you like I then watched it with my breakfast. Like it was like my morning homework.
That was my morning
Yeah.
today when I was having coffee. I was watching that for the first time, and I was like, it's a wild thing to be confronted with when you're first subconscious in the day. Yeah. And I loved it. All right, let's do listener submissions. One I have pulled up right here. I think my ex-girlfriend is flirting with my best friend. So I, 16F, and my ex, 15 non-binary, has recently been flirting with my best friend weeks after we've broken up. They were my first relationship I've been in that wasn't a man. I broke it off because they stopped talking to me as soon as we got together. My friend dislikes my ex and tries to be nice to them. Since they've met, my ex was a bitch to them, but as soon as we broke up, they got all cozy with her. I can't help but feel a little jealous because they don't really talk to me, but they'll touch me up in the middle of class in front of our religion teacher. The three of us are going to the mall after exams. It was supposed to be me and them, but they invited my best friend. I can't hope that they're doing this to get on my good side, but I'm sure they're interested in her. And she's in love with some girl from mechanics. How do I figure them out?
I didn't follow that in a huge way, but I will say 16 and 15, do your A-push homework.
Yeah.
No need for a love triangle.
I have a feeling they are outside of the U.S. because of the way they said like exams and like I have a feeling they're not.
Don't use any.
Do your A-levels.
Ooh.
There we go.
International
Yeah.
queen.
Hello. Look at you go. Yeah.
Don't learn anything about U.S. history.
Don't.
Yeah.
Don't bother.
Yeah. Because it's all really good, but you just don't want to know about it.
Yeah. Just don't think about it too hard.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
It's mostly us like throwing like tea into rivers.
Yeah.
It's mostly
you ever
just
do that?
It's mostly just cool hangs.
I'm talking about the Boston Tea Party.
I know.
You
Yeah.
had this look in your eyes where I thought you just thought I was like sharing something that I do.
You ever be throwing tea in the river?
I have actually.
Really?
Yeah, one time on the 4th of July, my friend and I were at her lake, and we thought it would be funny to like pretend we were doing the Boston.
That's kind of funny.
It was pretty good.
I would say that sucks. I mean, like when someone attempts to like befriend your, and not to mention, isn't it in the submission that like this person was not friendly to the ex until the relationship was over, and then they got super friendly with the ex?
I thought the submitter said that the ex was like prior to relationship really nice, as soon as they got together not cool, and so broke it off, but now is trying to get chummy with the best friend.
It's a weird person, and I'm glad you dropped them.
Yeah, weird person.
Yeah.
Weird vibes. You don't need that in your life.
I feel like it's queer teenagers and everyone's like fumbling around trying to figure out how to have a connection with someone, and just
Or they're evil.
or they're evil, and that's fine. It's cool when queer people are evil too. We need representation in all ways, but I think just like go be 16.
Yeah.
Go like do your homework and talk to your mom and try to, get some volunteer work on the weekends for your college applications.
Yeah.
This is great advice. This is very good.
There's
wholesome
another,
advice.
we'll do one more, I think, then we'll go to
Yes.
self-perception. I thought I was a lesbian until the guy I almost dated 8 months ago hit on me. I'm recently single after leaving a toxic relationship. I'm still friends with them, and they're trying to win me over still. The guy who's flirting with me is the junior boys football star. And when I tell you this man is jacked and so hot, we've been snapping till 5 a.m. when he suddenly hit on me. I sent him a pic of me and my dino plushie, and he said he was going to switch places with the toy. I freaked out because he's been sending shirtless pics and suddenly got so bold. Now I'm wondering if I should go for him. What do you think I should do?
Yeah, my main takeaway from this is don't use Snapchat. Snapchat's a thing. Kylie Jenner said we're over Snapchat, and I listened. And that was like in 2018. No more Snapchat.
Kylie Jenner said a lot of really actually good stuff, I
Remember
think.
when she said it was the year of realizing things?
That's what I'm thinking of. It is the year of realizing things every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never heard that, Lucas?
No.
It is, guys. I've realized so much.
What have you realized?
I think maybe like my potential.
Yeah.
Ooh, what is your potential? What do you want to achieve? Become?
My dream is to live in Bed-Stuy with 2 male roommates. And
You're off to a great start.
I'm off to a
You're really crushing that, yeah.
You're on your way.
Yeah.
You're doing it. I also am like not a big fan of Snapchat, but listen to your heart. Fucking, if you feel drawn to this guy, he's showing interest, fucking go with the flow.
This is something people are doing right now.
snapping.
Yeah.
Going with the flow.
Oh. Sure.
I was gonna say snapping. Snapping
Oh.
is something people do. And can you do that again? Yes, queen. I think you should go for it. I think it sounds really hot and steamy, and I think if you don't like it, you can always not do it again.
Yeah.
That's my actual advice.
Yeah, that is the official advice.
You're also allowed to experiment, but still decide whatever you want to call your sexuality later on. You're allowed.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We do. Some people aren't allowed. But we 3 decide, and this person's allowed.
We're the
Yes.
arbiters. Yes, we're the neutral arbiters of everyone's sexuality. And
More you guys. I would never do.
No, it's much funnier if it's Lucas.
And Lucas said that. And Lucas said that.
This is my opinion. This is the My Opinion podcast. But let's come now to the final segment.
Let's do it.
Where we do Self-Perception Corner. We ask our guests to describe how they believe they are perceived by other people, and then we say how we actually perceive you.
Oh my God. Okay. That's an interesting question. I think people perceive me as outgoing and silly, and as much as I've been teasing you about being quippy about your life, I think people see me as like a warm person. I don't know. I try to be thoughtful about my relationships and my interactions with people. I'm very, very social. And I would say I'm smart. I think that may get lost in the silliness, but I read. I read the newspaper sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm very social, and I think you can have a good convo with me. I think I'm smart. I'm with it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head with that.
Absolutely.
Although when I first met you originally, I don't think I understood the underbelly of it all. I was like, she's so sweet, which like is true, but it's also
But
more
it's also not.
well, it's like it's more than that. It's like you're kind to others, but in a way that like is funny as well. I think I've had fun times.
I think you are all of those things. I also think you're very smart. I think you're very capable. I think you're very organized. You know how to throw
You do
a good
seem
event.
really organized.
You're a very prepared, business savvy person who I feel like I have a lot to learn from. And no, yeah, I've had like awesome times hanging out. I just think like you're very worldly. You know so much. I learn so much from you every time I hang out with you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys.
You've been an amazing guest. This was chaotic, but you were not the reason why. You were kind of the reason why.
I think the two of us combined.
Yeah. I think. Do you have anything to plug?
Yes.
Just the show with Akshay that I'm doing monthly. Best Night Ever comedy on Instagram, and my Twitter is Saint Audrey. And yeah, those are my plugs.
Awesome. Let me see. I'm doing a show next week. Well, this will be coming out next. But the 30th. Oh yes, I have a show the 30th. Obo Gilmore's Constellation Prize show, which will be fun, that I'm excited about. Check me out if you're in Asheville, North Carolina. I'm going to be doing the Asheville Comedy Festival in August, and then immediately afterwards, I'm going to be doing the Burbank Comedy Festival. So check me out if you're in LA. I'm going to be going there. First time in LA in my life. Never been before.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
I'm very excited. So yeah, those are big August plans down the line. What about you? What do you got
Come
to plug?
check out the next Wait But Are You Sure show, aka this
Amazing show.
Stanford prison experiment of queerness.
That show really is like my fever. Like I was watching it and I was like, did I make this up to like scare myself? Like, did my subconscious make this up to torture me? It's really good.
I'm
so good.
happy to hear that.
It's
I think the last show we had a lot of fun. My amazing co-producer Claire Simikowski and I got really drunk in the middle of it, and I blacked out at the end. But I had a blast, and it was. We won't. I don't think we'll do that element of it again. But we were like drinking whiskey because we were judges, and we still had a lot of fun, and it was great. And the next one is July 12th at 7 p.m. at Easy Lover Bar.
Wow.
Very exciting. Very, very exciting. Audrey, thank you once again for being an amazing guest.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much
We'll
for
see you
being
next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.